Welcome to Nurse Burnout Solutions, the show that empowers you to beat stress, reclaim your energy, and discover lasting fulfillment in your nursing career. I'm your host, Betty McLean. I'm a nurse with over 20 years of experience, and I'm also a certified life and certified burnout coach. I'm here to share expert insights with you, a lot of practical tools, and some inspiring stories. So join me as we navigate the challenges of a career in healthcare, and I help you find renewed purpose and resiliency, one episode at a time. Okay, so welcome to the podcast. If you have ever told yourself, I just need more discipline, like I can't live like this anymore, something has to change, but you're already exhausted, this episode's for you. So a lot of us fall into this pattern, right? Where we want to change our lives. We get this idea. We're like, okay, I'm going to do, we craft this perfect plan and we start doing the things, right? And we're following the plan. We're following the meal preps. We're doing the workout. We're doing whatever the thing is, right? And we start getting tired. We start missing a few of the workouts. We start following those old habits of eating and drinking, whatever. So we get tired, we push a little harder, we start shaming ourselves for falling into that same old pattern. And we find ourselves watching mindless reel after reel after reel, watching TV and just hitting next episode. We end up doing these falling into the same old habits. We burn out, we give up, right? We tell ourselves the problem is we're not disciplined enough, right? But here's the truth. We're burning out. We're not following through on the changes we want to make because we're not adding play and relaxation into our schedule. So that's what we're going to talk about. So when it comes to rest and relaxation and play, there is actually a ton of research on how really we become more productive when we add in play and unstructured time to our day. Not as a one more thing to do, one more thing to optimize, one more thing on our calendar, but and not even as like a reward for getting everything done, but really from this place of self-love and self-respect. Because without moments when our brain can relax, can engage in play, it will continue that burnout cycle. Right? Because we know the burnout cycle is a nervous system that is not regulated. People who know how to regulate their nervous system will not burn out because they know how to take care of themselves, right? And burnout is essentially not knowing how to put in place the things that you need to protect yourself from overexertion, right? So if we think about breaking these habits or not following through on habit formation as instead of being a lack of discipline, instead an issue of we need to learn how to train our nervous system and how to take really good care of ourselves, it becomes less heavy. So I want to encourage you to think about this idea of you don't need more discipline. Maybe you just need more play in your life because it regulates your nervous system. So when we talk about crafting a perfect workout, it requires crafting a perfect plan, a new habit, whatever, right? It requires access to our prefrontal cortex, where that part of our brain where we do all of the decision making. I'm recording this podcast after a 12-hour shift, and my words are not coming to me because I have used my prefrontal cortex all day long, and my decision-making, problem-solving, that part of my brain that's responsible for formulating logical sounding questions is tired, right? It's not so tired that I couldn't sit down and talk to you, because I had moments throughout the day where I took a deep breath and did things that allowed my prefrontal cortex, that decision-making part of my brain, to just go offline for a minute. So that's what I want to encourage you when you're thinking about play being kind of the antidote to this stress response cycle that's unhealthy. It's really just offering your brain a way to intentionally disengage and slow down and move away from that fight or flight, right? That chronic stress, that chronic overwhelm, overwork, it pushes us into that sympathetic activation where it's like fight or flight. We have to be looking for danger, right? And when we're in that for too long, our brain will either just flat out short circuit and we'll go into all sorts of issues with burnout and decision fatigue and compassion fatigue, all the things. Or we will subconsciously seek out little bits of relief, little dopamine hits. We will start scrolling Facebook just randomly. Why am I looking at Instagram reels, right? Or we'll find ourselves mindlessly snacking. We'll zone out. We will watch 4 episodes of a TV show when we only planned on watching one. It's our brain like forcing us to slow down, step aside, stop. The problem is we haven't learned how to take care of ourselves consciously rather than subconsciously. And so we will fall into that cycle again unless we stop and we actually think about, what do I need to bring my nervous system into regulation? What do I need so that I'm not just reacting to stress and instead I'm responding to it? And the answer is you need to play more. The research on productivity and the interplay between productivity and play or productivity and rest it's very straightforward. Any Google search, any articles out there, the link is very clear. When we take time to slow down, engage in activities that connect us to other people, connect us with nature, anything that creates a playful state helps our nervous system regulate and helps us come back to whatever problem that we're facing with more resilience, more creativity, better hormone balance, right? Our cortisol isn't spiked, our adrenaline isn't spiked. We actually are a little more calm, grounded. So that you may be like thinking, okay, yeah, that sounds good, right? You can go look all those things up. It's all very appropriate. Most of the studies that have been done that I was able to find were more related to like work and productivity, team dynamics, things like that. But it can all be applied to personal goals and to your own internal teamwork that's going on, right, in our body. When we have play, intentional play, it strengthens those neural pathways in the brain. It heightens problem-solving parts of our brain. And again, it helps with that emotional regulation. So play is fabulous, right? So you're not a 3-year-old. Your world is not designed for play the way children's lives are designed or should be designed for play. So how do you, as an adult with a probably very busy life, add in this idea of play? So you already know that I love this idea of habit stacking and micro habits. If you haven't read Atomic Habits by James Clear, you should be doing that after you finish listening to this podcast. So I love this idea of starting small, right? Because we know when we try to make huge changes in our life, it does not align with our identity. It becomes very difficult, and then we get frustrated and then we give up. So we can apply this same principle of like starting small to play. So if you are someone who like does not have a lot of free time in your schedule, if you do not schedule regular friend outings, if you are not someone who engages in crafting and things that bring you a lot of like calm, then you definitely want to start super granularly. So what I would suggest for you, and this is especially good for like parents, you're working full time, you've got kids at home, right? You're not going to plan like a movie marathon, maybe. You're not going to plan a girls' trip. You're not going to go out of town for 3 days with your best friends and like have like a play, like a structured playtime, right? But you can still give your brain moments to rest and reset. 5 minutes. Put your phone down, away somewhere where you can't look at it, and just go outside. Go into your backyard. Get out of your car, lock your phone in the car, go walk in the park for 5 minutes. Right? You aren't going to die. Nobody's going to die. If you're an on-call doctor, maybe don't do this, right? But if you are the 99.9% of the planet, you do not need your phone on you all the time. Put it down. Go do some somersaults. Go run around a kid's playground for a minute. Go swing in the swing. Go outside and just be away from technology for 5 minutes, right? And then get back to your life. Great. Maybe it's as simple as you can't put the electronics away and go outside by yourself. Put on one of your favorite songs and just have a dance party right there in your kitchen, right there with your kiddos, with your dog, right? It doesn't matter. By yourself. It doesn't matter. Put on a couple good songs and just dance, right? Our body loves movement, especially rhythmic movement. That doesn't mean you have to be a good dancer. It just means move your body with the song, right? Going for a walk, looking at, go out for a nature walk and notice how many different types of trees can you see, right? You're engaging in something that is playful. If you are someone who is crafty, go draw a picture. Tell yourself you've got 15 minutes to read your book. Guilt-free, just you get to go read or you get to go craft for 15 minutes. The laundry can wait, right? Engaging in just small moments of play will help your brain and your body know, like, I can rest, I can reset, I'm allowed, right? Again, this is all coming from a place of I love myself well enough to create the life that is healthy and worth living, right? Because if your nervous system is constantly dysregulated, you're constantly fighting burnout. You're having a very difficult time creating new habits or new structures, right? So rather than from a place of shame and trying to beat yourself into this new thing, love yourself well enough to take a 3-minute dance break. Love yourself well enough to say, I am going to go watch. I'm going to go have a movie marathon, but I'm going to do it intentionally. And if I notice that I'm not doing my laundry, I'm not going to beat myself up about it because I've decided this is my playtime. This is the time where I'm just going to relax and I'm going to intentionally be present in whatever I'm doing, right? I'm knitting a scarf that I've always wanted to knit, or I'm, playing with my new watercolors that I got for Christmas and still haven't got out and played with, right? Do those activities intentionally and not because you're trying to avoid the stress and the overwhelm, right? That difference of like, you might want to intentionally sit and scroll through Facebook. You might want to sit and watch, 20 minutes of Instagram reels, right? No judgment. Whatever you do it intentionally from a place of fun and lightness, and don't allow yourself to beat yourself up about it, right? Because there will be a part of your brain that will be like, you should be being productive. You should be doing the laundry. You should be, throwing the ball for the dog, whatever. And when you hear that come up, notice it and be like, yeah, but not right now, later, because you will get to it eventually. Just don't allow the shame to become part of your play. Notice it, be like, yeah, I know. I hear you. That's my old way of thinking. Today, I'm spending 15 minutes doing my artsy thing. Today, I'm going to do 2 dance breaks. And I'm not going to shame myself for that, because this is part of being a productive, healthy adult who does not burn out. It's part of it. You'll hear the little dissenting voice, and you just have to be the adult and be like, we don't shame ourselves anymore, because we're learning to love ourselves well. We're learning to treat ourselves the way we treat other people, right? So again, the scrolling on Instagram, the watching tons of TV, those behaviors are not the problem. It's why are you doing it? Are you doing it because you're trying to numb out, you're chasing dopamine, and you're avoiding other responsibilities? So that's not play. That's avoidant behavior. So if you find yourself in that avoidant behavior, that requires some work of let's think through what are your thoughts. And anyway, that's a whole nother podcast. Intentionally take some breaks. Intentionally take moments throughout your day where you can do something that lights you up, do something fun. And that's the takeaway that I want for you, right? Add small bursts of play into your day. Tiny moments where you turn off that serious adult mode and you do something that feels light and comfortable. You doodle, you laugh, you dance, you go outside, right? The world will not collapse because you take 5 minutes to enjoy the sunset or to put your favorite song on and dance around your house, right? In fact, if anything, the world will be a better place for it, because you're going to calm your nervous system a little bit, and you're going to be able to come back to the people in your life and love them better and care for them better, because you're taking really, really good care of yourself. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you are having a beautiful day wherever you are, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for listening today to Nurse Burnout Solutions. Remember, I really believe that all stress is manageable and burnout is not inevitable. If you are struggling with stress or in burnout, I can help. Check out the show notes for ways that we can connect and get you the support that you deserve.